Do you have a link for it?
It's just my YouTube channel. But I think we are already live. I think we don't have any viewer. But anyway, welcome to the 2.4 hours of Le Mans with Revolution Sim Racing, Anti-Racing Division, and Apex Online Racing. I am today, or Manu, I guess Manu is the better word, and I have also two co-commentators here. Hello guys.
Yes, broadcasting live. Manu is from Mannheim, Germany. I'll be out of Whitehall, Michigan. And also from PRD, previously known as Near Fear, who is now Nando, will also be joining the box.
Who's apparently still quiet.
Yeah, I'm having some things going on. It's like the pickup range for the quite working.
Well,
so
get to
at
it
some
eventually.
point in this stream, I'm going to be switching over.
That's totally fine. I mean, I don't think this will be like very high and very professional what we're doing here, but at least we're doing it.
At least it's going down.
Exactly. So yeah, we're already on the server. Qualifying is going on right now. 30 minutes. I think already 5 or 6 minutes are already over. Have a look at the times. Already some quite fast times down from AOR TX3 Vernax with a holy moly, camera is completely broken. TX Vernax with a 321.6, and on second place we are from PRD New, not really, with a 321.7, and also from PRD on third position Ozanu 22. I'm not sure what times are we expecting tonight. I think I saw some low 20s, I believe.
I wouldn't be surprised. Still pretty early in the lap count, so I imagine people will be whittling down the time pretty quickly here. For the LMP2s.
Yeah, that's right. We have 3 classes, so we don't only have the LMP2s, LMP1s, we've also the LMP2s. Currently led by Brochik PD from RSR. 334 point. That's quick. That's definitely quick. Already 1.5 seconds ahead of the LMP. Go a little bit further down the field to GTEs. And which surprise, Bullet from PRD is leading with a 54.4. Isn't that like your alien in your community?
Yes, sir. He's the Brazilian fast guy.
I was really surprised when he signed up to the GTE class. I was really hoping to see him in LMP2, or maybe even...
Well, he would usually go for the first class, but I think just from the quantity of crossover events, wanted to try something different.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally fine.
Most of our guys were fixating on the LMP1, so good to have
and he just improved his
bit
time.
of a spread.
He just improved his time by another second. Wow. 53.5 currently. It's also 1.2 seconds ahead of Battenberg, who's currently in the 54.7. So we're still seeing like a quite high amount of margin between people in the classes. I guess that's hope the times getting closer together by the end. Good thing static. The livery pack is working. Just saw RSR livery.
Excellent.
From Colonel McCoy, currently sitting in 11 overall, 5 in the LMP2 class, 37.
Currently got Fiskerton going down along the back straight. Jumping the chicane a little bit, and he's now on the exit. Pretty early on the power at the moment, getting a little sideways coming off the exit. Now going down this very long straightaway, enjoying the cars glitch in which we can enjoy him going down this right-hander into the hairpin. Far off the track, but that seems to be the racing line at the moment as he goes down another long straightaway. And my lord, this is going to be fairly difficult.
Yeah, that was basically a very wide line. I hope he's not doing this line in the race, but I guess it's a warm-up lap. He's weaving around left and right, trying to get some heat tires.
Getting ready for that perfect lap, as usual.
Yeah, I mean, Fiskerton, another top driver from PRD, if I can remember correctly. Had a great battle with him on Bathurst. He's going wide again on Anache. Yeah, but
I'm just trying to get all the tires because
So hard to keep track of the different classes when people are putting times in every second.
It's I find it also that when I'm looking around like, not even sure what I'm supposed to say. It's just so much going on right now.
Well, it's starting to get a little bit easier because people are finally getting laps in, but we still have 26 through 32 positions, so that actually makes like 4 people who haven't actually put in time yet. But everybody else has started out.
currently we have F1 Racer coming into Sector 2 right now. He's trying to get around a GT class car in the Toyota SO1 Hybrid. I'm not sure what the full name for this one is, but he's coming down the back straight now. Lights on full blast as he's going to do one of my favorite sections of the track, really. You have to... And he's gone right into the wall.
Oh, and I didn't catch it. I was still with Worthy.
Well, Worthy's just set an immensely fast time as well in the TSO1 Hybrid, I believe.
Yeah, I think they are...
Sector now?
I think they are all on the Hybrid. I haven't seen one P30. Oh yes, Blue Monkey in the RED P30 alone tonight. And also a lot of Corvettes. Quite interesting, the car choice from the people. We'll have a look.
Last time's coming from the Ellen. LMP actually not that far.
Yeah, Near, can you turn up the pickup on your mic?
You're
cutting out.
You're cutting out a little bit. And I'm getting message torpedoed in TeamSpeak right now. Some people coming late.
Currently be.
Alright, so right now up at the top we got Worthy with a 3.17.3. C. Teshoff with a 3.20.483. And Vernu with a 321.654. No is dropping just below that with a 321.7, followed closely by Gosanoob with a 322.073. F1 Racer behind that, 325.2, and Fiskerton with a 328.2.
Yeah, I guess there has to come something from Fiskerton. A 328 is not a fast time, and surely won't make him happy on the grid later on.
No, he does have 10 minutes to go, so I'm imagining he's trying to get his stuff together to start a clean lap.
His first
starting behind that with the LMP2 up top, starting at 333. Grid is spread out a little bit in the bottom of the field. Next fastest behind that is Alex Salmon with a 35, and Kerner McCoy with also a 35.9. Very, very close between those two. Johan about a half a second behind at a 336.37, followed closely by Night Tiger 1 second behind.
And also quite a surprising on P13 is Andrex, who is usually driving the GTE around Le Mans, but this time he took the challenge and went for the LMP car. Currently sitting overall on P13. Couldn't improve his lap. Firing back to the pits. There's still 9 minutes left, so there should be enough time for at least 1 or 2 other time laps.
Currently, is Andrex in P13 total for you guys? Because I got P12 at the moment.
13.
For me, 13.
But close enough.
At
Because
least,
I've got Night Tiger in P11.
at least you tried to give him like another position.
I don't know. Well, then who's been P12 for you guys?
Night Tiger.
And Worthy still in P1?
Murphy, Garth, Vernax, Nunu, Ozu.
Okay, I don't have Wernax. That's what happened.
Okay. Yeah, like the usual PCAS things, I guess.
It might sort itself out in the next
Exactly.
session. Who knows?
So let's go down a little bit further the field. I mean, we talked a lot about the LMP1s and LMP2s.
Yes, the GTEs are, as usual in a very long race like this, going to be the dictation for everybody else. The slow cars are going to be making always a high impact for LMP1 and 2s coming into all the chicane areas, so it should be a very interesting race. Right now we're seeing Bullet still leading out front with a 352.9. Battenberg's right on his, well, not quite right on his heels. He's, man, Bullet is fast. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like over
But,
a second.
Yeah, Battenberg in second qualifying so far.
Oh, but wait a
followed by
second.
Groby.
Wait a second. Battenberg just improved to a 53.2. That's like
Getting
3/10
closer.
now to Bullet.
More like it. Battenberg always been solid racer from your guys' side, so I expect to see an excellent battle there. I don't think, even though Bullet's fast, I expect to see a battle at the top.
Yeah, but right behind Battenberg, there seems to be like a big gap of the GT cars with Groby from AOR currently 358 on effectively third place in the GT, followed by the Doctor and Steve G. All three sitting in the 58s. Also Stolnikas in the 58s. Is there still room for improvement?
Well, if you erase the aliens out of the GT class, it is looking like a real tight race.
I think that's the first time that we called Battenberg an alien. he will be amused about it.
Currently, No Not Really is looking pretty good on his Sector 2, setting a 31-0. I'm watching him now. He's actually seems to be quite on the limit at this point in time coming through the S's. The car's dancing around a little bit coming on the exit, mounting the curb just a little halfway, not too much. Really respecting all of the track limits currently as he comes through one of the two final chicanes now, sliding on both of the exit. Will he get it done for P number 2? He comes across the line, and he has gone up into P number 2 with a 3:22. Still a few seconds shy off of P1, but that'll get him to P2 for now. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Got Sarf trying to put in a time as well. Sector 2 not looking great at all. He's possibly going to need another lap, but will he have the fuel, or will he just attempt to make it all up in Sector 3? He may have a lower downforce package going on, so all we can do is wait and see for now as the GT car just dives out of the way, coming down the final back straightaway for the S's. I do not have a track map, so I've forgotten most of where everything is.
Porsche curves right now. Very important combination of left and right curves. Very tricky to stick the car on the track. Chav is doing it really good. But he's stopping. I guess he realized the lap is not fast enough. Off the throttle, creating another gap and another right, I guess.
I think he was. I think he realized it, but he was trying to keep heating the tires, and he's now gonna see if he can go in for another. Actually, he's in. No, he's not into the pits. That was another camera glitch. Yeah. So he's now starting his flying lap, and as he does, he's gonna go around a GT car, and I'm just gonna take a small cutaway to see where everyone is currently at the moment. Fiskerton going off for another lap as well, but his first sector isn't all too great. So I don't expect too much, as Sarf has gone off the track and he's back into the pits. And I'm not sure if he's going to have enough time for another run. No, he's not. That's
3 minutes,
that's his qualifying
3 minutes
session.
45 remaining. That's enough for an outlap.
Yeah, it looks like the majority of the upper end, especially in LP1s, have gotten comfortable with their starting position now. So
Fiskerton is currently on a lap. The first sector was K-ish.
He's still about he's still quite a bit off of the first three. First threes are setting 109s in the first sector. He's got a 110. His second sector is average, so that's not going to help him out too much. Unless he pulls out a blitzing third sector, which it seems like he's really on it through the curves right now. I don't see this getting him too far up the grid. He might be able to jump up into P number 5, though. So we'll keep an eye on Fiskerton, P number 7. It's the lucky number, so I'm not sure if he wants to drop that too soon. But, I mean, positions here are time dropped in the race. So let's see. Andy's gone up into P6.
P7. He's still missing Vernax.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but he improved his time by 2 seconds. So he climbed only 1 position.
It's pretty competitive here up top. Gosu's off into P5.
I'm just seeing Worthy just improved his time to a 360.
Boy!
4 seconds faster. Anyone else?
How much crack?
I'm not sure about it, but the good thing is he's from RSR.
Worthy just came in and he's like, he wasn't ready.
Typical sandbagging from every community.
Yeah. No.
No, not wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
Elman is still on a lap in LMP2. But not a good first sector. Second sector 38. Alright. Now up to the 4 chicanes. How clean he can pass them. First 4 chicanes was good. Second one he had a little wiggle. Going to start finish line. Can he improve? Nope. It was a 36.6. 7 tenths slower than his.
121. 114, 121, and
So
107.
the midsection of the GTEs, I'm kind of excited to keep an eye on them. Everybody in the in-between is within a second, so I'm sure we'll see some battles with the slower cars. P3 through 6 are within a half a second. That is Groby, Steve G, and Stolnikas are running in the 358s. And starting in the 359s is Ulti ZA, Reiche, and Phoenix.
You're saying Reiche like a German.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's how he spelled it.
Yeah, no.
That sounds about right, actually.
I heard some people saying that Reiche. Nothing.
I have to read his name first.
Right, that's
I
Paul
haven't
for
even-
Worthy. Quickly.
Reich. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. I can't do it with my throat. It's not gonna work. But the way he said it was proper. Oh no, I'm on the grid. Why am I in? I'm in the lead car. Oh boy.
Yeah, then just fire to the
Popping
pits.
off when possible.
I don't even have my wheel plugged in, so let's see if this works.
Fire to
Okay,
the
there we
pit
go.
box.
Spectate. F.
Hey, we're hearing you.
Easy killer.
It's the only way I'm getting to the front, and in total, how many are in LMP1? 8 or 9?
8. We have 8 LMP1 cars. Then 10
Starting
LMP2.
off the LMP2s, Project PT is leading off, and they're already starting to make their separations, which is good to see.
Well, I see Vernu. For once.
A good sign that everything
The-
went so smooth in the beginning.
Max Zero will be trailing up the rear in the LMP2 class. Followed in the GTE by Bullet, who took pole for their class, with Battenberg right behind. All the way at the end is Phoenix 1337. I'm really curious to see what the lap times, or the overlapping times, are going to end up being. So how many laps do we need to go for LMP2 and GTE to go through the mess of the LMP traffic?
Oh, and I'm half freezing.
So I did hear
Back.
from some of the PRD guys, small changes. They were definitely working on tires, worrying about the nighttime rolling up. I think several people had adjusted early on for a light cloud scenario, but had to make some small changes because the daytime was going to be burning up their tires. So hopefully everybody is going to be okay with their setups.
And I'm just
That's
reading
usually-
in the chat from Sinistra. My flawless streak of technically continue.
That's
I
a bad
really
one.
can't see him on the track. What happened, Sinistra? You can answer us.
Sounds like his bad string of luck in the past few weeks has gone awry again. As I remember, we were in the practice race and they had quite a few.
Is 4 for 4 for crossovers.
4 for really?
Yeah, disco to every single race.
Come on.
I mean, the man just can't get a break.
Yeah, but we lost a couple people. We lost, I think, MEC or Max Zero.
Max Zero?
Cluck.
Wow. Lost Mech and
No.
Cluck. Mech was gonna be the entertainment of this race. I'm gonna be honest. Because trying to get around that man's is hard. Actually, I see Mech on my screen, so...
Oh, okay. But we definitely lost Cluck, Blue Monkey, both from RSR. Lost Sinistra. Have a look who was from the Doctor. RSR.
That's going to change the race quite a bit, but Max Zero, I see, is still on board, so glad to hear he did not drop.
Oh, Blue Monkey as well.
Oh!
Alright, now the LMPs are at the Arnage corner, so they will form up now, the 2x2 formation. There will be odds on the left and even right.
And for our television audience, I have one question. Is this going to be a rolling or is this going to be a standing? I mean, that's a silly question because it's Le Mans, but I have to ask it anyway.
Yeah, we're preparing for a rolling start.
Definitely a rolling. And we will be doing 3 separate greens. LMP1 will be the first to be racing.
And then it's the LMP2 and then GT, correct?
Looks amazing. All 8 LMP1s. I'll go back to LMP2s, led by Project PD. Next, right behind him, James, 91, also from RSR. So row 1, RSR. Good, that's nice to hear. And right behind we have Night Tiger from RSR, and from AOR.
Now, I haven't talked to Crazy Dog. He was sort of a late joiner to the crossover, but he has been doing really well in the crossovers lately. I don't know if he had time to set up a car. He's a little bit down the line in the LMP2s, but I would see him as a sleeper.
And we've got Bullet on the pole in GT1 next to Battenberg for RSR. It's going to be a very interesting matchup here in the GT class. We've got... Who else do we have? We have Groby into the 21st position overall, but 3rd in class. 4th in class, we've got Steve G, 200. Stolnikas in 6th, and then we've got... I cannot even pronounce that. ZA.
But that's good because the LMP1s are now crossing the 4 chicanes. All eyes on Worthy. Crossing the start-finish line. And green, green, green. Not accelerating.
What's going on? Is this a aborted start? This seems to be an aborted start.
And
or a delayed start, as Worthy has jumped the entire field.
There was some complication there, but we are racing now.
Already Worthy, a really good gap to Not Really, and there's a fight between Chaff and Gozu, right behind Vernax. They went again to single file. The Gozu noob jumped Chaff, so we have now position change. Gozu in 3, Chaff in 4th. Right behind is Vernax, Blue Monkey, the only P30 in this field. Biscuiton. And last but not least, we have F1 Racer. A very settled start. And now I got a black screen.
LMP2 is now racing. P1 with McCoy, followed by James 91 and Project PD. Alex Salmon rolling in 4th, followed by Johan. Night Tiger, Andrex, and Crazy Dog, and Mech Zero at the end of the field.
And we've got GT rolling down the main straightaway. Bullet in the 1st position, Battenberg in the 3rd. We've got Groby and Steve G 200 going at it as well. We've got ZA right behind. It looks like Raisha is going for a move down the inside of the straightaway into the first chicane. However, since this is Lamar, and this is a long straightaway, this is going to take forever. So we've got two 2x2s in the first chicane.
Oh, and that was really close.
That was extremely tight. Somebody lost it.
That is Reiche.
Reiche.
2x2, they got way too tight rolling into that. That's unfortunate to see that on the first lap.
And we've got 2x2 as well going off of the main straightaway between Vernu and Gosu for a little bit there. Gosu backing out of it. Clever decision as Vernu lost the rear end, but he's now in the slipstream going down the back straightaway, and he's going to go for the overtake, which should be done in theory before the second set of turns, but they're still side by side a little. Gosu slots in right ahead of him into the next section. And that is up in the P4.
Bullet and Battenberg, not unpredictably, are just battling for first right now. Battenberg was trying to do an overtake on the right side, but coming into the first right-hander, just couldn't quite get it.
So many
Bullet
fights going on.
Moving ahead. And
we have also Alex Selman, Colonel McCoy fighting in LMP2, right behind each other now going into Anash. We have really a train going on here. Project PD, James, McCoy, Selman, Andrex, all in between the second. Less than a second, I would say.
Now Reiche, who got a little bit caught up in that 2x2 in the GTEs, seems to have recovered. It doesn't look like he's pulled any damage. He got really close to the wall, but it looks like he's back in the groove here. I'm sure he's disappointed that he fell back quite a bit, but he is back on track. Right in front of him, Phoenix. And then moving up the field in GTE, we have 1, 2, 3 pretty much neck and neck right now. Ulti ZA in P3, followed or leading out by Steve G 200 and Groby 0815. And then Battenberg and Bullet are quite a bit ahead of the rest of the field right now.
And the fight is not over on the front. Chaff and Gosunu, but actually we're quite close start-finish line. Now Chaff could put a little bit of a gap on the straight, but let's see who's better in managing extra power of the Toyota on the main straight. It looks like the Chaff can hold the little gap towards Gozu, at least for the first straight.
He's caught up into the braking zone, but he's just doesn't seem like he's fully getting out of the corners as well as Gosu is at this current time. So he's alongside going into the second chicane, and they're 2x2 coming around. Gosu giving the position.
Nice clean pass.
Oh wait, no, I'm on the wrong car. That's
Whoa, that was super close.
Teshaf coming out of the chicane, trying to go for a pass right away, but got a little bobble.
I mean, it's only a 2.4 race. That's like a little sprint race.
Well, you know how that goes in the beginning. You definitely want to win the first 5 laps of battling.
Definitely, it's
regardless whether you end up in the wall or not. You know, that's
it's just for your own good. I can reach it out.
In LMP2, we've got a 3-way battle between McCoy, James, and Alex Salmon, which are consistently going 3 wide, and now 2 wide into the final sector. I'm not sure how well this is going to go with the 3 cars stacked as they are, but they seem to have made it work, each one slotting behind the next. Seems as if James may have gotten a very good run out of the final corner down the back stretch, and he's now on the gearbox of Alex Salmon, who is currently floundering around the racetrack trying to keep track position. He's now currently trying to keep in touch with McCoy up ahead, but the two seemingly teammates, since they're in similar cars at the moment, I don't really have a skin pack for this, are having a little bit of fun.
Just out of curiosity, I was just flipping back to stream. We are looking at LMP1s.
Yeah,
No,
Vernox.
this is P12. Where does LMP1 and LMP2 end in position?
At the moment, LMP2 starts at P9.
Okay, so that's Project PD.
Yep.
Okay, so we are on stream with James91, who is currently in P4th, followed closely by our admin head of AOR, Andrex UK.
I guess not admin. He's more of a coordinator. Don't want to step on Fizi's shoes. But yeah, he's
What are
just
shoes?
on his shoes. Yeah, easy fun. He's the admin of Apex Online Racing.
Twinkle toes.
Yeah, but Antrix is organizing the Endurance League in Project Cars on AOR, and also is a Assetto Corsa coordinator. So yeah, he's quite talented driver actually.
Johan's currently into the pits as well. Mech Zero's down into P17. There was a brief incident, I'm not sure between which LMP2 car, but we've currently got Crazy Dog up the field. Let me do some quick math here.
Already doing some math after 2 laps.
Yep, that's how it works.
Yeah, let's go to the front. Currently watching Worthy. He's putting a pace down that's amazing. The last lap was 19.2. Almost. That's just 4 seconds faster. All the others.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, and No trailing behind is thinking exactly right now, how is this even possible? Not understanding why this guy is so fast. So I would predict, unless Worthy has any serious technical issues, that there's going to be a slow walking away of P1 and LMP1. But for 234, No, Ghost Noob, and so far Teshoff are going to be battling it out for time in the beginning, leading up to the first pit stop. Now on 10X, we should be rolling into the nighttime pretty quickly, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean the race set was at 1500. We have a 10 times progression, so could dip into the night a couple laps actually, which will be quite interesting. Especially like you mentioned before, the tire pressures are very important. Change them accordingly to the temperatures at the night. Also at the same time, less visibility, and also at night lapping will start, so it will be quite interesting to see who can fight through to the night better, the LMP1 class.
Yes, it doesn't look like we've quite had to deal with any of the lapping scenarios, but I'll keep an eye on the GTEs when that starts. It seems like the first one's going to happen right when it starts to get dark, so that should be a high difficulty level for the GTE guys.
Actually, at the moment, I was currently on board with a couple of the GT classes, and it seems as if Johan is currently lapping through the GT class after his pit stop.
Just saw that. So the first experiences are going to be being made with how the LMP field and GTs deal with each other.
Seems to be going pretty well.
I'm not sure if that pit stop from Johan was actually planned.
I think he possibly had gotten damaged somewhere further down the track, and he had gone to the pits to repair it, because I don't believe anyone should be going through enough fuel to warrant a pit stop this early in the Grand Prix.
They are wonderful from Steve G, just letting him through. No problems there.
Max Zero making his first pit stop.
Seems as if he had a little bit of aero damage there.
Yeah, but this changes a couple of things for Max Zero and Johan, because now they're on a different strategy with their pit stops. So this will be interesting to state. They maybe can get closer to the others running now on free air.
Meanwhile, Crazy Dog is currently sitting in 8th position for the LMP2 class. Not too far away from Night Tiger, who is only just about a straight ahead of him. Night Tiger trying to hold on to James 91 and Andrex UK. James getting a little bit bent out of shape coming through the second chicane, and they're both traveling down the Malzahn Straight down into the final
Gosanoob, as per usual, taking some pretty aggressive passes in the S's, getting around the GTEs. I know he practices that all the time, but he's getting a feel for it right now already.
And it seems like Gosanoob can close the gap to Not Really. Let's compare the times. Not really.
Not really.
No, not really. Nuno with a 22.1, Gosu with a 22.8. It was looking
Actually,
like that.
Gosu, for me, has a 21.8.
Gosu just rolled a hot lap, faster than No, so I think now that he's broke out of traffic, he's going to be tightening up that gap.
Normally, I would have last lap and best lap stats, but I didn't set anything up, guys.
That's totally
all right.
fine. That's totally fine.
Just good to have a trio in here for the first time.
Exactly, because then I can disappear in 10 minutes.
Disappear.
Yeah, but it's quite, actually quite tight at the front still. I mean, Nuno has a, I would say like a 5-second gap maybe to Gozu. Gozu is really trouble right now because Bernax and Chaff are both chasing him down. I think the real first big gap is between Chaff and F1 Racer.
The gap between Nono and Gosu is pretty negligible for a 2.4-hour race, so we'll see how that plays out. But the entire front of the field is absolutely battling for time right now. LMP1s at least, Tishoff and Vanu are literally right next to each other. Surprised to see Blue Monkey and Fiskerton trailing in their classes. Or is that LMP2?
No, they're in LMP1 too, both.
Well, looks like they're, for the first time at least as I've seen it, struggling a little bit. I'm sure we have varying amounts of preparation that people have done. You always have the few guys that have already done several full-length practice races before the even regular race, so
Exactly.
we'll have a few stragglers that are probably going to be struggling with their pit strategies and racing in general.
Yeah, or to just do commentating instead of racing.
Like us. Lucky us.
Yeah, lucky us, huh? I'm looking down to the LMP2 field right now. By the looks of it, Project PD was able to create a little gap between him and Colonel McCoy.
So, I don't know if you guys are seeing the same thing, but I just scrolled past James91 in 16th overall. This could be a PCARS thing, but it looks like he tagged a wall really hard. I'm showing a lot of damage.
Yes, I have also damage on my side.
And that may, if that is the truth of what is going down for him, we will probably see Mech Zero catching up to him within the next lap. And Bullet and Battenberg still battling it out in the 1-2 position for GTE.
Yeah, they're not far off. Actually, Battenberg's last lap was 1 second faster than Bullet's. Yeah, that's the battle we were talking about in the qualifying. Pretty good. Third position is Groby from AOR. It's probably like a huge gap between them.
Yeah, they're pretty much a full straight apart already. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything at this point, but you can already see the duos playing themselves out in the beginning. The one thing about endurance racing is you never know what's going to happen. You have to keep your head over the distance. Any one of the leaders can have a mechanical issue or mess up a pit stop, run out of fuel, tag the wall.
Yeah, then you have to be there. That's why you should keep fighting, keep pushing till the last lap. I mean, we saw it in the Baku race in Formula 1. Pretty good. Like Bottas was like nearly a lap behind, and then he came second. And Danny Ricciardo was also really like dead last and won the race. A good example. I think the closest battle we have at the moment is between Chav and Gozenu. They're really swapping positions all the time. The last time I was looking at them, Gozenu was in third, Ernax in fourth, and Chav on 5. And now suddenly Chav is in P3, Gozu on P4, and Vernax on P4. Oh, and there is a crash car. I think that is Steve. I'm not sure about it. No, that was Groby. Groby with troubles in Indianapolis. He lost even more time to Battenberg and Bullet.
He is back on track. I wonder, I didn't see the actual incident, but curious if his car is okay. We will be about to find out pretty soon here, because he's coming around the S's. If he decides that it doesn't feel good, we might see a pit stop, but if he passes pit entrance, we'll know that he's just going to go for it. I think we've all experienced that situation where you make the decision whether you want to destroy a pit stop or race with a messed up suspension, which is always terrible.
I got also now finally a message from Cluck. Unfortunately, his USB went off. He's sitting in the Oculus. My god, and Battenberg goes for the overtake. I have to stop here. And he's able to pulling it. Battenberg is overtaking Bullet and taking the lead for the G. Lovely overtake done by Battenberg, but I think it's not done yet because Bullet has now the chance to return the favor on the second straight and to catch him again. I think Bullet is not...
Don't do it.
And he's trying it. Crazy.
Oh,
Second
God.
Mozantic chicane. Bullet on the inside. And he's taking it.
Wow.
Hair played by Battenberg left enough room for Bullet to make the overtake. But now we're on the third Mulsanne straight. And this is now the second time Battenberg can overtake. We also saw the leader. Leader?
That must have been worthy.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised at these guys that they're really getting down to business right away. I mean, both of these drivers are very clean, but they are going for it.
Yeah, and by the looks of it, Battenberg is not done yet with Bullet. Again, right behind him. And he has another chance to take the overtake. But he is lifting the throttles, sticking behind him.
I mean, it's certainly exciting for us, but every time you decide to go for an overtake in a race this long, I mean, both of them pretty much have to be thinking right now that if this is my opponent, you know, my job for 3/4 of the race is just to stay within his time.
Definitely.
The amount of overtakes they do are totally inconsequential for the long run.
And now we have Bernax fighting with Gosanoop and lapping at the same time Bullet and Battenberg. That was cleanly done, no harm was taken. And the fight is on between Vernax and...
It does make it a little bit more difficult for the passing classes when GTEs are on both sides of the track, so good on them for making that clean.
Yeah, sometimes...
Because they're going from right side to left side, back to right side.
Yeah, but at the same time, they are fighting as well, so I think they solved it quite good.
Oh yeah, certainly.
I think the winner out of this situation was definitely Chaff. He could pull a gap to Bernax and Gosanoop because of this lapping. It's now Chaff in P3, quite secured at the moment. Bernax in 4th and Gosanoop 5th.
And out of the three of those, Schaff so far has the overall lowest time of the three, so the positions do seem to relatively be represented by their abilities to lay down the low time.
I'm looking a little bit down the field to the LMP2s. Project PD is also finally started to lap some GTE cars. It's also getting darker and darker on the track. It's right about nighttime. And we should also see in the next couple laps the first pit stops from the LMP cars. Will be quite interesting.
There's a small update. It seems as if Worthy may lap the entire field. It is currently behind No Not in terms of track position.
Refi is now down the Mulsanne straight and Nunu is just middle of it.
It's definitely not lapping.
But
I'm just looking at this track map right here. It's just like currently No Not is coming out of the final corner and Worthy just got to it.
No, the green one is actually P3. The red point is Worthy. That's at least how I understand. I mean, we can check that.
How does that even work? I thought the arrow was who you were looking at. And the red one was P1 and the green one was P3. Oh, I see what happened there. I see what happened there.
Okay.
Arrow was at some point the two of them lined up and it made me confused. So the white one was covered by another white one, and
Shuff,
yeah, so never mind.
In P3, he definitely has the ability to pull into no-no right now. I mean, Worthy is not even in the picture right now for no-no. But this is
he's
definitely
straight away ahead.
Yeah, it's definitely going to turn into a battle very soon here for 2, 3, and 4.
And we might have very soonish a nice battle between... Oh, okay. That was soonish. Alex Salmon was just catching up to Andrex, but then he did a mistake in the first Musan straight, which cost him much time. But yeah, no fights in LMP2 so far.
Did he catch any damage off that? Oh,
No,
he looks like he's moving around a little bit.
I think, well, for me,
Seems like he's struggling with his steering right now. Alex Salmon?
yes. Skip the second Musanji.
He's definitely having problems right now. I would not be surprised at all if he decided to go pit lane for this next one right before the nighttime comes.
When I was watching him, he just misbraked first Musan lane and wide. But it seemed like that there's some serious damage actually. Yeah, serious problems, serious damage.
Yeah, his car is yawing to the left very, very hard. He's counteracting quite a bit to keep it on track.
Very hard to see much depth out there, but hopefully the headlights will light up the corners. You can still brake late and hit the apexes.
Currently, Bullet and Battenberg are trading times at the moment. Not too far from a second off each other. Everyone currently spread out at the moment.
And it's quite normal in the long distance endurance racing. But still, Bullet and Battenberg, I think they're loving each other so much. Stick together.
They need to stick together.
Whoever is in the trailing position, they're definitely thinking whether they want to leave and do an extra lap or two for the first pit. But I would imagine that they'd both travel a lot faster as a pair right now because they are racing together pretty well.
The overcut, the undercut, or
yeah, it's not
fall.
it's not gonna matter much for the people trailing them though.
Yeah, I guess not.
Kobe is way back in GTE compared to those two.
There's Fiskitten lapping both.
Vernu hitting some GT traffic, cleanly going up the inside of a petrified GT car and going through the Porsche curves.
Going back up to Ghostanoop, back in the S's, I think he's got P4 right in front of him, but really struggling with not making contact.
Well, actually, that's
I think this
GT,
is for.
that's an LMP2 car and a GT
It
car, and
is.
he's gone off the track.
Wow. He's all right though. Yeah, so he was passing LMP2 and GTE right at the end, going into the chicane.
I missed the action, guys.
Hope he regains his composure here after that intense moment, but it doesn't look like anybody was hurt in the process.
Who are we talking about, guys?
Ghostanoop in P5
Oh.
was just coming down on the end of a lap and had a really intense moment with a LMP2 and a GTE.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
that's what I told you guys. It's getting dark. Oh, he's again off track. getting dark at the end of the stint. The tires are worn, harder to drive. Yeah, people making mistakes. It's all about staying consistent over the night.
It would be a wonderful thing if we could see people's tire pressures at this point, and their tire condition. Because I imagine the temperature is rolling down a little bit right now, and people are feeling the slickness of the track of wear and cold.
I wonder when the first pit stop's coming down. Worthy is still on track. But the pace difference between Worthy and Nunu came really down to seconds now. They were even closer at some point. But still, very big lead for Worthy right now.
I mean, his race right now pretty much comes down to succeed in my pit stops and don't make any mistakes passing people, and be looking at a podium very easily. But clearly too early to say that. We got 32 laps left in the race, so.
But we have to take a look on also on Chaff and Vernax. Both put in a high 22. And Nunu just did a high 23. But they're catching up a little bit. Oh, and Chaff is off.
Oh,
Indianapolis.
Yep.
Tricky corner.
Got cut up in the braking zone just a little bit and got super unstable.
The corner is also not really helping the car. It's really really tough to steer into this corner. But he caught it at least.
Yeah, he did a great job of holding onto the car because he saw him like totally lose his braking point, but he held on to it and managed to stay in the middle of the lines. It's always a terrible feeling when you just lose concentration just one moment in an endurance race, lose a braking point, and kill your car. So it's, even if you lose a second or two, as long as your car is still okay, that's really what counts.
And I'm back to Bullet and Battenberg, and Battenberg is going again for the overtake. And he's making it stake day again, swap positions. Now Battenberg P1 in T class, Bullet P2.
Bullet seems to be getting all of the benefits of the slipstream down the straight, though, so you might be able to get the move back done around Battenberg toward the end.
Closed it up for a second and blocked the immediate pass, but
side by side,
these guys are not letting up at all.
Bullet going into the braking zone very late, running a bit wide on the exit, but managing to make the pass for P number 1. Battenberg following closely behind outside of the hairpin, going a bit wide in the wake of the car ahead, and they're currently somewhat a staggered single file down into the Porsche curves, where the two rivals will hopefully meet again coming into the first sector. It looks as if Bullet seems to have a good run through the Porsche curves. Battenberg hanging on to the back of him, coming through the not sure if it is currently the Dunlop curves or still the Porsche curves, but curves nonetheless. A lot of S's on this track, coming down into the final stretch here with the final two chicanes. Bullet pulling a little bit of a gap to Battenberg. Yeah. Nailed his braking marker, and they both come through the chicane.
Look at the laps. Bullet with a 3:55.9 and Battenberg with a 3:56. 9.
I've got a 3:54.6 and a 3:54.5 over here.
That's the best lap.
Ah.
The left column says lap. That's the last lap.
I don't even have that up at the moment.
Why you don't have that?
No, I said I didn't have it up.
If
It
you
was a 355.9 and it was a 356.9. I just didn't have it. I didn't have the menu up. I was just watching the cars.
Okay. Yeah, but it looks like that Battenberg is losing now. A little bit to Bullet. But I guess it's just a matter of the time until Battenberg is closer to Bullet again. Further down the field, I'm seeing that Chaff is in... Oh my god. Chaff in a battle with Vernax, and at the same time they're lapping people. Now to the Porsche curves. Chaff in 4th, Vernax in P3. And an upcoming...
real tight here. Stolnikas.
Stolnikas is getting out of the way. Pretty good
Also, Vernax is super low on fuel. He is going to be... I mean, unless I'm mistaken here. Nope.
In the LMP2 should be able to do 12 or 13 laps. Started on 42. We have now session laps remaining 30, so I'm pretty sure they will come in next lap. And Nunu matched for the first time the lap times of Worthy, both with a high 25. It seems like that Nunu really found finally his rhythm and is able to start the hunt now for Worthy.
That's good to hear. He was saying he was not quite in the zone yet when they were practicing. Sometimes it takes a while to get into the groove in an endurance race. He's definitely thinking about it the entire time, though, I guarantee you that.
I think that's also a little bit of a mental issue. If you keep telling yourself, the guy in front of me is so fast, I can never catch him. Maybe also blocking you a little bit. Yeah, by the looks of it. Well, the first...
Oh, that was extremely close. The battle between Vernu and Teshaff, there was a GTA right in the S's that had a little bobble and spun out, but they managed to get by it without any incident. I'm not sure who the GTE was.
I think it was Stolnikas. Yeah, now the second Mulsanne chicane. Chaff is directly behind Vernax now. And it's really dark.
This is the point in Le Mans when you feel like you're in a spaceship.
Yeah. You see like all the lights and all the buttons on your cockpit, and
you've got the weird hover dome above your head.
But yeah, Chaff keeps pace with Vernax, and I don't know if Chaff is maybe better in saving his boost. The Toyota is maybe able to make the pass on Vernax on the straight. Now there's also lapping an LMP2 car. That's crazy, dog.
Yep.
Very difficult.
Crazy Dog just currently holding his line. Running very wide, right? Tripping over the LMP2 cars in mid-battle. Staying to the left side.
I hope no harm was done. Now the next car is in front. That's really... Oh, and Vernax just tapped him. I think he slowed down and let the LMP2s through.
Can you switch to chase cam for a minute, Manu?
Yes, I can.
It'd be interesting for the last place position in that column right now. There's a lot going down.
Which driver should I go?
What you're at right now.
Chaff.
Yep. Schaff, or who's behind him? Ghost Noob. Ghost Noob is trailing. Is that an LMP1 in front of Ghost Noob? It's got to be. I mean, that's very new, right?
That's
On live stream?
GT in front of Ghost Noob
Yep.
right now.
That's Proby. Whoa.
Gosu seems to be relatively by his lonesome. He's let out by a second right now. By a GTE car, which is about to pass. Which is Grobian P21.
Also seeing there's now a bigger gap between Bullet and Battenberg.
F1 Racer has currently dropped it into the pits, missing the front end of his car currently.
That's never good.
So something
that-
must have happened to Battenberg.
Looks really bad, actually.
I mean F1 Racer, sorry.
Somebody's definitely rolling with some... Oh no! Battenberg made a huge error trying to get around that damaged car. It looked like he just got unsettled and missed his braking point, but he ended up missing... his whole car rotated around and he definitely tagged the wall. Kind of hard to tell as of yet what his suspension is doing. He is close to pit lane, but I don't think he's going to take it.
So, do you have
taking it.
Battenberg in P1 or P2?
Battenberg is
Battenberg
in
is
P1.
still in P1, but
Okay.
he just had a pretty large incident. Bullet is right back within striking distance now. From what I saw, it looked like Battenberg could have taken some pretty good front right-hand damage on his suspension, but it doesn't really look like he was seriously affected by it.
As one of
He
the
didn't-
LMP1 cars just jumps the first chicane.
And Worthy is in it. Also Nunu in the pits.
So we've got Nono mirroring Worthy's pit strategy right now.
But I could imagine when Nunu is coming to his pit box, Worthy's already driving off again. Yes.
Worthy's out of the pit box.
Nunat really is in, Vernax is in, Chaff is in, Osanoop is coming in.
Worthy's already left, so we can count the seconds down now to P2 for LMP1. And it looks pretty substantial, so...
No knots out
No,
of pit
just
lane.
leaving.
LMP2 car closely following him out as well.
And now, who's leaving
In
first,
P3
Chaff
for,
or Vernax?
Yeah.
And it's
And
Chaff.
it looks like Schaff just like a microsecond before Vernex, so those guys are in a battle right now. No, he's got a solid gap.
Gosu just
And
leaving his
Gosu.
pit stall.
This can
Fiskerton
be-
spun around in the pits. He's
This
stuck.
is going to be really interesting at this point with the LMP1, because we got quite a column leaving out of their first pit stops.
Do you guys see Fiskerton stuck in the
Yes.
pit lane?
His car looks like he's having a very bad day.
I think the AI took already over. Able to.
And it spun in pit lane, and he's just stuck there.
That's
Reason
extremely unfortunate.
Reason to lobby against AI pit entry. Things like this happen in a almost 2.5 hour sprint race, and I don't think there's any coming back from that.
I do apologize for all the other people, but I'm back to Vernax and Chaff, who are really battling again on the straight for P4. Or P3, not P4.
Getting really punchy on the straight here.
He's gonna have to retire that car pretty soon. I mean, I think he might be hoping that it's gonna bobble and somehow fix itself, but at the moment he is blocking the entrance of pit lane.
Oh, it's very close between that GT car and the entrance to chicane number 1. Schaff thinks about it, but he doesn't go for the move quite yet. Bled off a little speed in the final corner, and these two are going at it as hard as they can, so I guess the pit stop was their little break to resume the fight.
Is your sound also bugged, guys? Like it sounds good.
Yeah.
In-game or on stream?
Game.
Sounds okay to me. I mean, as much as it ever does when you're spectating.
Okay.
you know how that goes.
A little bit sad actually, because you're missing the whole engine stuff.
Yeah, well, you know, better times around the corner, hopefully.
Currently got Battenberg out of the pits. Bullet still in pit lane. As Battenberg's coming into the main straightaway, the Malzahn straight. Bullet is still stuck into the pits. We've got Garobi down into P21, coming around off the grass now. We've got Stolnikas giving way to Crazy Dog in the LMP2 class. We've got Grisha off into the wall, currently driving off the grass, and back onto the racetrack in his silver Audi Sport car. Steve Alley G200 going down the back straightaway, pushing that Corvette around the track. Phoenix letting by another LMP2 car as well. Or could that be LMP1? Nope, that is definitely LMP2. And then we've got our commentary crew.
Grubby is taking his, I think, first pit stop for GTE. If that is his first, rolling in late. It looks like there's somebody trailing right behind him.
Yeah, Stolnikas is also going into the pits. But Ulti is making another lap. So there was maybe some fuel saving going on.
3 GTEs rolling in right now.
Eiche is also staying out for another lap. Not quite sure what the pit window for the GT.
Something must have happened between Vernu and Sharf, as there's an LMP2 car between the two, and Vernu is kind of a little stretch down the road.
Yeah, it can be some lucky lapping. Vernax could slip through, and Jarf had to wait, maybe for another 1 or 2 corners. It's all quite settled at the moment. Everyone is doing his pace.
Yeah, I imagine by now people have settled into that endurance feel. There's always the beginning of the race where you're trying to bring down that adrenaline level of the start and those initial battles. Right now it's definitely feeling a lot more like an endurance race.
The closest battle we have right now on the track is, I believe, Reiche and Roby. Both quite close together.
Teshav had a really close moment in the chicanes there. He's definitely stretching his tires out into uncharted territory.
Roby is off, and then the P car is also off. And I think we have our first retirement of the race. That is Fiskerton.
Yeah, he had to retire. He was like ultra stuck. For some reason the wall was not letting go of his car. So unfortunate to... I'm not exactly how that ended up happening. I wasn't on car. But either there was a braking error going in and then when the AI took over it went crazy, or it was just AI, one of the two. But Battenberg in GTE is just leaving off of his first pit stop.
Which puts Bullet off into P number 1 with the undercut successful. Waving to another GT class car to let him by as they are currently being lapped.
So he has not taken his first pit stop yet, has he?
Bullet? Bullet has taken his first pit stop. He took it before Battenberg, and he was in there for quite a while. And then Battenberg came in, and then Bullet retook the lead.
Okay, so he's going to be stretching this second stint to the maximum.
Indeed, he's going to have to attempt to essentially make the early part of his stint a time trial battle to see if he can get enough gap to Battenberg so that if he has to take a pit stop, he can without risking too much. There's Groby and Reiche are now driving through the final sector. Reiche going into the pits. Groby staying out currently.
Yeah, Groby was last lap in the pits. It seems like that Reiche could extend his stint by 1 lap. Yeah, which maybe help him in the end. Have to do maybe a splash and dash. He'll feel less. Can help him. Also staying out for another lap. And Stolnik has also retired to the pits. Not quite sure what happened here.
No. Why? What happened?
Looks alright. Some scratches on the bonnet.
Reiche's taking his pit stop as well, just coming out. So he's trailing Steve almost. G.
Worthy is almost approaching half a lap over the LMP1 field.
Yeah, Worthy is currently behind Max Zero on F1 Racer. Max Zero just skipped the Mulsanne chicane. See the rector late. And it's so dark, I can't see anything.
Well, it looks like, I mean, even though it's always a struggle at nighttime, the faster classes have been doing a pretty good job at flashing people when they're coming up and being pretty consistent with their passing. So far I haven't seen anything terrible. Most of the hairy stuff has happened under racing conditions when people are just really close to each other.
Vernu has gone around another LMP2 car and is currently trying to hold his own for the next straightaway.
Looking currently at Crazy Dog, he's shortened the gap to ART Heimdridge quite fast actually. Now down to maybe second and a half. Could be quite interesting after the first or second Mulsanne chicane. Depends on how they're taking it. But Crazy Dog is really closing the gap to Heimbridge.
Indeed, it seems like in this middle section of the race, Crazy Dog seems to be cranking up the pace, going from P8 to P number 7. It looks as if he's trying to close down on P number 6, unless we've had an LMP2 retirement, in which case I think everything did get switched over just a little bit. Three wide down the back stretch between two LMP2 cars and a GT car. Crazy Dog going up into P number 6 in class, P13 overall. They're still side by side coming toward the end of the Mulsanne straight. Hambridge giving way.
And that was actually Bullet. Was it Bullet?
Is that?
No, it was Battenberg. It was actually Battenberg. And Bullet is right in front of Crazy Dog and Heimbridge. Well, right at front. Couple meters away.
ART Heimdridge is currently holding on to the back of Crazy Dog. Crazy Dog trying to get those hot laps in.
Oh, and I just received the message there was a mass disconnect in the second lobby. 12 people crashed out of the...
Wow.
Massive.
That is unfortunate. So I also just got word from Fiskerton that the problem in pit lane was fully AI related. Car spun itself around and got stuck in the wall. Well, that's really too bad for Lobby B.
I believe we might have lost somebody because currently Crazy Dog is in 10th overall. We have lost
that's
a
Blue
few
Monkey.
people, actually.
It's Blue Monkey and Fisket and lost LMP1 guilds.
Alright, so Blue Monkey is the new retirement.
Yeah, it would be awesome if we had some live timing on the other lobbies. Unfortunately, with only so many guys, you can only cover one lobby or the other when you have this many drivers.
Exactly.
What in the world just happened to ART Hamdridge? Seemed like he drove straight off the track and rejoined. But straight off of camera as well.
Well, he's looking fine now, sitting on the straight.
Now he's got a lot of time to make up to Crazy Dog, though.
Where's Crazy Dog sitting right now?
Crazy Dog's sitting in, I think, P4?
Yeah, Crazy Dog P4, Hamdridge P5. It's really sad to hear that like 12 people got disconnected. I'm getting now torpedoed again in TeamSpeak. I have to take a look first.
Who was the head for Lobby B? That was well, regardless, I mean, when you have mass disconnects, it doesn't even really matter how it happens. Almost every precaution is always taken to stop things from like that happening, but again, when you have such full lobbies,
I'm now back. Apologize for that. I just went to the people who crashed out of the race.
Went to appease the masses.
You got a sandwich? That's great. Where's mine?
A sandwich.
A sandwich. Sandwich.
Crazy Dog. If he's in P3 for LMP2, what is
Well,
the
he's in
gap looking
P4
like
right
there?
now. He's
Oh, he's
about
P4.
to be in P3 if he gets past Night Tiger. And then, let me see how far Night Tiger is away from McCoy. And, yeah. McCoy's a
pretty
long
close.
way down the road. And, first in class is almost a quarter. I think he's about a quarter, almost half a lap away from P2. So, if, Crazy Dog gets past Night Tiger, and he has the blitzing pace for the next 22 laps, and he plays his cards right, and something possibly happening to McCoy, he has a shot at P number 2. But for now, he has a really, really solid shot at the podium here today at the RSR 2.4-hour event at Le Mans, sponsored by RSR and PRD here in the comm box. I am your host, Jake
And
Fernando.
not forgetting AOR, of course.
Yeah, but we don't have any AOR bloke here. They're all afraid.
That is true. That is true.
Are they
But
hosting as
nonetheless-
well, or are they just racing?
They're just racing. That kind of right. I mean, we are hosting the race.
Well,
Oh, we have Franco Rose in the chat. Hello, hello. I told all the people who dropped out just to go to the chat and have like a conversation with us because we're bored.
is that the YouTube live stream?
Yeah, exactly.
The live stream is getting very lit as I'm
Does,
not on it on my phone.
Does anybody from Lobby B know what caused the cascade?
Yeah,
Was
it
it
was.
an initial disconnect? Or?
No, it was basically Franco Rose got disconnected, and yeah, it seems like if someone gets disconnected, he can take people with him. Yeah, Franco Rose decided to take 11 people. If he's doing it right, then he's doing it completely right. Nothing under 10 isn't the right disc.
Lobby C is still all online now?
I think Lobby C had like 2 or 3 disconnects.
Okay, that's
Looking alright.
within reason.
I mean, we have also Biscuitin retired, Dolnikas, the Blue Monkey. So we have only 23 cars running right.
As usual,
Drex.
seeing the typical attrition rate in these brutal endurance races, whether via technical issues or driving problems.
I remember racing here back in my youthful years. It was 6 hours long. There was a bunch of rain. We had to red flag the race. Someone went to sleep. It was
And died.
chaotic.
The last time I was at Le Mans, I was leading, and after 19 hours my engine blew up, so...
Oh no!
Yeah.
That was me at Spa. I had to do I think I had to do 3 stints because our co-driver had something randomly come up race day. So I got 3 hours of sleep that night, and I had to wake up in the middle of the night to drive a car that I didn't fully have properly set up. So
Yeah.
wasn't the greatest night.
Speaking of that, Mono, you said you had some endurance races coming up for iRacing and something else?
Yeah, next week Saturday, we will be joining the 24 hours of Spa iRacing with.
How big's the team?
We have 3 cars with 4 drivers each. Yeah, this time quite big. And yeah, like last year we had some trouble. So this year we want to attack and maybe get a good result out of it. Yeah, will be interesting. yeah, but we all know those stories, experiences of the endurance racing. Like it always happening something. The wheel is not working, disconnect, the car acts up, you have random damage whatsoever. I think that belongs to that endurance racing virtual world.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I mean, you can't really complain. The progression of sim racing has come a long way, but we definitely still deal with the hardware and software issues that are unrelated to the driving itself, which make really large endurance race events a monumental task for completing, you know, with everybody having fun.
Yeah, it's I think that's especially in sim racing, it needs additional time. I mean, if I'm looking at iRacing currently, with like endurance racing, like real 24 hours with 60 drivers, but still like last endurance race servers acted up, kicked 75% of the people out. Factor 2 has the same problem, server issue. Assetto Corsa has the same problems with server issues. I think that's a common issue right now. As you said, I think let it progress, let it see like what it'll be like in 3 years, 5 years. I don't know.
You know, considering the difficulty on a technical level to achieve really long endurance races, it would be cool to do something the style that we're doing right now. I mean, with this many people, this is pretty much our maximum capability. I mean, running 3 maxed out lobbies in this game. But if you did have the possibility of doing LAN situations, you know, where you brought together events where the people were on site, that would be a way to solve that completely.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think R Factor 2 did some LAN events already, like the big Formula E event they had. Yeah, but I mean, if we're looking at RSR, for example, we are a big international. I wouldn't say big, but like.
I'm just dreaming. I'm just pointing out that for competitions of that level in the endurance category are so plagued by technical issues that it's, you know, you pretty much just deal with it as it happens, and there's only so much you can prepare or do about something like that. But often it always comes down to simple problems that are causing cascades of people to crash out of a really long event.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm not really sure if this will be solved like in. It's.
Well, one of the other things is the ability to rejoin a race that you had an issue with.
Well, some games you can, others you can't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things.
But I'm currently looking at Andrex, who is really closing up to ART Hambridge now in the Porsche curves. And Andrex trying to make a move on the outsides, now going over the curbs, holding his line, next turn inside, and he makes it stick. Really wonderful, executed by Andrex UK from AOR. But I also have to say, Hambridge, he really well played. He gave enough room to any contact.
And Hambridge is in the pits.
F1 Racer just had a small incident. Car bobbled hard and hit one of the concrete walls right after the S's. Can't quite see. He's definitely damaged a little bit, but he might decide to just stay out on track.
What's actually the situation between our GTE drivers, Bullet and Battenberg?
Bullet's still ahead of Battenberg by about a small straightaway. So he's fairly confidently leading the pack of 2. And I think it's going to come down to pit strategy at this point, unless Battenberg can pull out the pace until the end of their stint to make it stick.
I kind of wish they had not you know, done the undercut thing, it would have been a lot more fun if they had just pitted on the same lap.
But currently at Battenberg, quite fast. The 3:56 flat, and Bullet's last lap was a 56.7. Brings him a bit closer to him.
Bullet is struggling with the strategy though, because he pitted way earlier, yeah. So his role right now is probably fuel conservation, just getting as many laps out of that second stint as possible.
Another battle coming up. Actually, Dames versus Andrex. Only like a second maybe. Really depending now if James can take the slipstream from Andrex and maybe try to get closer. Maybe attack next lap. Let's have a look at their lap times. Andrex with a 340. James with a 344. Must be like a big mistake from James in his last lap.
Crazy Dog and Night Tiger still within a second of each other at the moment.
Also interesting to see that both using different cars. Night Tiger in the REC LMP2, Crazy Dog in Dorica. I think Crazy Dog actually now directly behind Night Tiger.
Indeed, Night Tiger made a mistake out of one of the S's and dropped quite a bit of speed coming out of them. Here comes Crazy Dog right on the back of him. He's going to get the slipstream all the way up the hill into the Dunlop curves here.
It looks like he's going to wait though. He's probably thinking that he doesn't want to cause an issue.
I mean, from his perspective, I would just wait for the straight and then catch him. The problem is, if you're attacking too early, especially in the first Mulsanne straight, guy will just catch you again in the second. Oh, and there was a spinner. Was that Bullet?
It's GTE.
It was not Bullet nor Battenberg. I think it was Groby. I think Groby had spun somewhere in the first section.
Yeah, but back to the topic. That's very important at Le Mans that you're not overtaking too early. If you're making the move too early, will just get his revenge. The second or third straight.
Well, the other interesting thing, even looking at the LMP2s right now, is if you don't get the exit onto the straight, being right behind the other person in front of you, it takes an eternity, it seems like, to get back in the slipstream.
So apparently one of the LMP1s made a mistake, and the LMP2s capitalized on it, and now it's the LMP1s re-overtaking the LMP2, as Crazy Dog is caught up to Night Tiger from the slipstream from the LMP1. He is very close at the moment, but will he be close enough to attempt a move down into the final corner coming off of the Mulsanne straightaway? They're weaving back
Night
and
Tiger
forth across
is
the
already,
track.
he's already covering off the inside lane.
Well, the outside lane can technically be faster if you can get on the brakes fast enough, as he's almost run Crazy Dog off the road coming into the final corner. He gave him a smidge of space. Not enough space.
There's not a whole lot you can do right when your ass is. The better thing is to not be that close, but they did survive it.
Crazy Dog backed out of the fight. Wonder what happened there.
Well,
they touched on the exit. He made a little bit of contact and decided to sit back.
Well, he was kind of there going into the curve as they made the turn. As laws of physics goes, you have to drop speed, so he dropped a little bit of speed, and then Night Tiger took the corner as if he were taking it in front, and came along the front of Crazy Dog, and Crazy Dog went to the extreme outside and dropped a ton of speed, having to drop a wheel into the dirt, and came back on. So,
It's really a textbook example of how it can be dangerous to cover off the inside in defense. Clearly that's something that comes with a long record of experience in endurance racing, that sometimes you don't want to make the defensive move because you put yourself out of position for the next corner. And that seems like exactly what just happened to Night Tiger. He went for the defensive move, but then got out of position in the corner.
yeah, there was a little bit of, it's just a little bit of one of those racing moments where he kind of went for the defensive and then just drifted wide.
We have also an additional battle here in the LMP2 field. Actually, James and Andrex directly behind each other now, approaching the fourth chicane. Now, speaking behind each other, I mean, 4 chicanes is not the optimal overtaking spot here in Le Mans. Oh, and James came a little bit wide on the gravel.
He just wasn't necessarily close enough for that move into the first set. So he stuck behind him, and then he just got bent out of shape on the exit.
He's hunting for the pass.
He's very close coming through these S's. Great driving sense not to run into the back of Andrex UK. And they're going to come onto the main straightaway. James needing to get a super duper exit as one of the LMP1 cars goes past. And it seems like he may or may not have mismanaged his boost. So they may go 3 wide into this first chicane, which is not the best idea. But, I mean, YOLO. And they're 3 wide into the chicane. And they're going through the chicane. And we have 2 wide. And now single file. And now the exit. As they're going down the exit, the LMP1 car may or may not start flashing his lights. He's going to take pretty much the off-road or the dirt road to get around the 2 LMP2 cars with his boost now on point. These 2 drivers going side by side once again into the second chicane.
Yeah, but James is backing off. I'll single file again through the chicanes. Now again, James could possibly try.
That was really close to that GT car.
Definitely made contact.
That was T-Sharp with Groby. That wasn't really optimal how he solved the lapping.
T-Sharp literally just scraped the wall as Kobe's getting out of the way. He doesn't want another close call like that. The 2 LMP2 cars resuming their battle, and Kroby effectively undamaged, just shaking in his little race boots right now.
He definitely touched the wall on that one.
Definitely did that LMP2 car. You can see the sparks flying off the side of him.
There's another GTE on the straight right now. Seemed like it was having some sort of trouble. Might have just been swerving out of the way for an LMP1.
On a better note, 16 laps to go and we have sunlight.
Yeah, and I have the next bad message. We lost lobbies.
Ooh!
Lobby C completely down. And Lobby B lost 12 people.
Rip.
Wow. But
So
still,
where the...
everything alright in lobby A so far.
We're the
Still
last one
running.
standing. Hope the nuke doesn't fall on this lobby as well.
James
That's-
backed off a little bit of Andrex. The gap is now a little bit bigger, and he goes again off track on the gravel, losing the complete momentum on the start-finish line straight. That gives Andrex the chance to pull a little bit away. Now heading down to turn 1. I think it's turn 2.
Yeah, that's actually... It's a little confusing. But it is turn 2. But it seems as if James has caught up a lot of time under brakes for turn 2. So, this is definitely a slug match between the two veterans, as James gone a little bit wide, taking some of the grass and mowed it for our dear organizers here. And he's now on the back of Andrex down the straightaway. Crazy Dog taking a pit stop. He's going to come out in P number 12, which I think if there's one pit stop to go and he can stretch it another few laps, that is going to drop him into net P4.
Most likely.
These two.
And we have Sydney Racing in the chat. Was racing in lobby C. Had to hear that your lobby crashed out.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Lobby C
He's
went
my
down.
dude.
He went down completely.
Lobby C went down completely. The ship is completely on the... Yeah.
That means I don't get to watch that video. Oh man.
So yeah,
That's,
the fastest lap times for the LMP1 is 3:19.2. Fastest LMP2 time 3:05.
By
Project PD. And the fastest PTE is wow, look at the fastest lap times from Battenberg and Bullet.
Boy.
3:54.6 against a 3:54.571.
and
that is
I
crazy.
think that's
With
from the
the-
start of the race as well, so it
Yeah,
hasn't gone
with
down
the,
since.
the following closest person behind that in time.
Wait, what is going on here? Okay, no, I
So
thought it was
far
a
back from
three-way
there.
battle.
I mean, 4.5
Uh-oh.
seconds between 1, 2, and 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, and here we go again. James directly behind Andrex. I think they're not done yet. And again, I think that's the problem from James. He's he's overdoing the corners, going outside the
He's
gravel.
overdriving.
Yeah, overdriving the car. I was missing the word overdriving. And he's losing the momentum of the car, the acceleration. Yeah, he needs to stop that, and then he can take Andrex quite easily.
I think his strategy at the moment now, since he's having such a hard time getting past him on the braking zones, because it seems like James 91 has been a bit stronger than Andrex under a few braking zones throughout the course, but not enough to overtake him. He's just trying to put as much pressure on him into the corners as possible to possibly force a mistake from Andrex UK. Andrex UK, being the veteran that he is, isn't having too much of a problem defending against him at the moment, as we haven't seen him make a mistake as of yet. He's kind of similar to Mech Zero in the sense where when he's in front of you, you've pretty much got a bit of a parked school bus if you're not at least 5/10 or higher. And yes, we're using that as a measurement of length in terms of how far you are ahead of the person, but aside from that, these two racing pretty hard. I'm not sure how long James is going to be able to keep this up, trying to stay that close to the car ahead without dropping it through a braking zone or something similar of the sort. Both running very wide onto the grass, coming onto the main straightaway for the Mulzon. And
Oh, and
James just losing the exit a little bit.
almost lost it on Petra Rouge. Yeah, and
Held on to
now
it,
the
though.
gap, is it increased again. Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue James has at the moment, trying to keep up the pace from Andrex by overdriving the car. can work out, but only as long as you're doing no mistake.
Which just
happened.
fell out of position just now. Curious, Crazy Dog, I've been flipping back and forth to see what the gap is. Looks like he had an issue.
Crazy Dog has to have... Well, Crazy Dog is still back by, I think, a pit straight and one mistake. So... If the other two have to pit, he might still be in contention, or he might come out right with them. So it's kind of a bit of a coin flip, because Night Tiger has not gone to the pits yet, which leads me to believe either that the Merrick has a little bit better fuel economy, or
right now
that...
we got 2 LMP2s in pit lane. Art Hambridge just pulled in.
Colonel McCoy as well. So Colonel McCoy is on the same strategy as Project E.
Let's see if Night Tiger clicks into the pits as well, because if Night Tiger and Andrex and James go into the pits, Crazy Dog might be able to pull something off, but then he might have to nurse the car for the rest of the race, granted that he didn't slightly overfuel the car, in which case he'll be able to push as long as he has the tires. Project PD leaving the pits currently. McCoy still stuck into the pits. Night Tiger coming through the final section now. Will he take a pit stop, or will he attempt to extend his stint? He's thought about it, it seemed like, but he hasn't gone in.
That happened to us in the 24 hours of iRacing, that people tend to take their entrance of the pits to mess around with you than just doing another lap. Yeah, that kind of looked very similar what Night Tiger did. Or maybe it was just to have like a better entrance to the first Ford chicane.
Realistically, I think it was just he was trying to open up the corner, but in the way that the car ended up wiggling under braking, it made it look as if he was trying to fake a pit stop, which doesn't do him too good right now, because I think his closest competitor isn't even near him at the moment. So, but Night Tiger, is he currently net P2?
Yes, he is. And I wonder... No, Project PD is already on the second Mulsanne straight. Night Tiger is just entering the first Mulsanne chicane. Project PD is now approaching the second Mulsanne chicane. One straight ahead.
So, Night Tiger is either P2 or net P3, or he's way further back and he's missed his pit window, because there's 14 laps remaining currently that I can see on the board, unless my board is broken. Again, that's happened before.
Yep. 14's right.
If that is the case, then we might have an interesting battle here, because Crazy Dog, I have to assume he's going to the end, because he pit with 16, 17 to go.
Oh, and some nice words from Bangji from you guys. All thanks to the Free League community to make it possible. Big up for them.
Hey.
Yes, I guess that's towards us, Static. Yeah.
Well, it's always nice to see some of the newer drivers that haven't raced a whole lot with any RR community show up for a really big event like that. So, hats off to those guys who actually come out and make it possible to have 3 full lobbies, even though we definitely had some technical issues so far.
Exactly. I mean, without you guys, wouldn't be possible anyway. But it's also nice to see that all the community, like, coming together, like, and with different rule sets, with different whatsoever.
Different talent levels.
Yeah, but in the end, we're all like driving the same game, being in the same lobby, trying to go for the victory, like our own community proud. I think that's something really big and special, I think.
Well, all the times we've had really good races in the crossovers, those are absolutely worth just keeping going with it. You know, even though you have a flop here and there, when it works really well, and is a lot of fun for everybody. So
Yeah,
I think we'll keep doing it.
when it doesn't work, then it doesn't work.
Pretty much.
A pinch of a status update. Worthy is now lapped the entire field.
Worthy left the entire field.
Well, no, he's close. I think he's close to lapping the entire field because No Not just got on to lap 30 and Worthy is still on lap 30, but everyone else is on lap 29 or 28.
Yeah, I mean, Worthy was quite strong already in the practice sessions. We had 3 official practice sessions last 3 Sundays. Yeah, his stints were looking very promising and very strong. Class, everyone by such a margin. I'm happy that I didn't race.
I think he just found his lucky penny.
I heard right from the get-go the times that Worthy was throwing down, and everybody was immediately like, "What is going on?" Because at first the time gap was insane. I mean, it's still pretty substantial, but he is driving that car perfectly.
His pole time was 16.3, I believe.
Yeah, he was in the low 116s, and having him hovering around the 320s and the 319s actually does hold up to that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Worthy just perfected. Is it perfected? Perfectionate?
I think he
Perfected.
perfected his
First one is right.
stint in his qualifying.
Also, the usage of the addition of our LMP. Yeah, I think that's really complete. What he, I think no one could stand him. The class on his own, I would.
We have the worthy class, and we have the unworthy class.
Touche.
If we can get punny enough.
Do you think that's why he's chosen this name, Worthy? The worthy class and the unworthy class. But if we look at the time again, we did last lap at 25. Chaff and Vernox are quite close with a 26 and 28. But at the same time, we don't know what's the fuel level. If bunkering is this just driving it home next. All what we don't know.
I mean, he doesn't have much of a reason to be pushing at this point. He's got a comfortable lead, even if he had to take a pit stop at this point.
Yeah, and I think cross results won't happen anyway. In lobby C is down, lobby B lost half of his grid. Yeah, he's just, I mean, he doesn't know it probably. Just driving it home.
I just witnessed a pass between James and our favorite Andrex looking for another move. He's going to go down the inside into the braking zone, sticks it inside. James is going to go around the outside. They're still side by side going down into the Porsche curves. It's a drag race now in the unfortunate LMP1 car behind the two, looking around saying, what in the world is going on? Where do I pass here? As they're both going side by side into the current Porsche curves. Andrex on the inside.
The trailing car is Vernu.
Yeah, he's the unlucky third who needs to wait now.
It's P4 overall.
So Vernu having a tough time.
Right now.
Wonder where he's going to try and make this overtake.
Right now.
Okay, so that's number one. And Andrex is in the pits. So we are going to see a final pit stop from our LMP2 cars, as it seems as if James is going to go for the overcut. Let the LMP one car pass, possibly get a little bit of slipstream, but he's already gone, so I don't believe that's going to happen. Meanwhile,
Gosu Noob is actually... I've been trying to find out where he was on track, but he seems like he's within reason. Like 12 laps, he could still make something happen, especially with 3 and 4 battling with each other.
Will be now interesting to see if he's able to overtake Andrex, or if Andrex is coming out in front of him.
He's definitely played his cards right. If he can turn up the wick just a little bit, he should be able to catch them by the end of the race.
Andrex is still in the pits. Crazy Dog's now crossing start-finish line, and Andrex is on his way. I think Crazy Dog has him.
Crazy Dog definitely has it. So if that's the case, and everyone else has to start taking a pit unless Night Tigers put in some solid laps, I think he's going to end up being net P3.
That's not a question. James, now he has free air, no Andrex to fight. He can pull out now some magical laps. Maybe extend the gap at least to Andrex. But at the same time, I still don't know, or we're not sure about what's the reload actually for James. He can do like additional laps, so he has to pick.
Either way, he's on the bubble. McCoy sat in P9. I'm not sure if he's going to need an additional pit stop or not. And McCoy seems to be not too far away from Night Tiger at the moment, who we're not unsure of Night Tiger's fuel and tire situation at the moment with 11 laps to go. James is now encountering lapped traffic, which is definitely possibly going to hinder his run just a little bit. And possibly Andrex has found the perfect bit of gap to find some clean air. So we may have a close pit stop battle between the two, depending on, as you said, the fuel load of both of the drivers. Meanwhile, we have Night Tiger coming through the final section, and he's into the pits. So cue pit lane for most cars, as we've got an LMP1 into the pits as well. McCoy is going to continue on, so he's holding P number 2 at the moment, actually. Oh, he's holding P number 3. So McCoy is holding P number 2 for now. Night Tiger is now in P number 3. James is going to come into the pits.
Oh, and we have also a really close exit. Battenberg and Bullet still fighting for the GTE. Battenberg did his pit stop. Bullet did his last lap. Battenberg is again.
Battenberg just exiting.
Night Tigers come out and
this is exactly as predicted. Pretty much 3 seconds, maybe 3 to 5 seconds right now, but 11 laps to go. Should be interesting if Bullet can close down that gap to make a fight happen before the end.
Andrex just went way wide in the grass, almost slammed into the wall, trying to put in that out lap to catch up to James. James still in the pit lane. Crazy Dog's gonna go past him. Andrex is coming through the final section. Will James get out in time in order to hold the lead? He's coming out right now. Andrex is coming through the final chicane. James hasn't left the pit lane yet. It's going to be very touch and go here coming through the exit.
Yeah, and James did it.
He's made the overcut work. So Andrex, with his few mistakes on his outlap, is now a ways adrift of
Uh-oh.
James with
Andrex just had a huge issue. He broke down all the way, almost touched the wall, got back on track, but something went completely wrong there.
Yeah, he's had issues on this outlap, which has essentially handed James P number 4? P number 5.
He just came off of a tire/fuel stop, one of the two, or both. Andrex.
So Andrex
It looked like a tire temperature issue.
And Crazy Dog, sneaky as he is, taking the place away from James and Andrex. I really didn't think of Crazy Dog, and then suddenly he's just taking the positions. Is now on a hunt for Night Tiger.
Well, he's like I said before, he's been racing like a champ in our league at PRD, but the last couple of crossovers as well, he's been doing the slower classes, but like really doing extremely well the last couple times.
he's putting in the work, as he's currently holding P number 4. Night Tiger holding P number 3, McCoy P number 2, and Project PD, since the start, P number 1, cranking out that Yeezy Hamilton.
So what's the situation between Teshaf and No Not? Worthy has obviously walked away from the situation, but P2, 3, and 4 seems like there would still be some potentiality for some changes before the end.
So P2 essentially has walked off, because No Not is almost at the end of the Mulsanne straight, and Tasharov is just starting the Mulsanne straight. We've got Gosu a few corners behind Tasharov, but he's now net P number 4, so he's managed to take P5 from Vernu, who's currently in pit lane, unless Gosu has not pit yet, which in theory would put him in a pit stop battle with the car behind. With 10 laps to go, I believe Worthy's already made its final pit stop. I'm not sure if No Not
And
is yet.
Vernu is just coming out of the pits.
Vernu is down about the equivalent of pit lane and a little, which may give Gosu a top 5 finish, closer toward the middle of that top 5, which would be pretty good. Pretty strong showing, having a PRD 2-4. If PRD was a manufacturer, I think we'd be doing pretty good. Then again, if RSR was a manufacturer, they'd probably win at this point. We've got Worthy just gone, and I think Tasharf is in third, so that's...
Yeah, but Tasharf is from AOR, not from RSR.
Oh, he's from... So AOR is doing pretty good.
No,
Then-
basically, RSR has only one guy in LMP left, LMP1 left, and that's Worthy.
Oh yeah, because Blue...
The
Ended
monkey had to retire. A technical issue. Luck as well.
Oh, that's not good.
And those names would have been good to see in the battle, you know. It
Especially
always sucks
now
when you get
that...
discos, because some of the battles that develop at the end of the race just don't happen.
Yeah. Especially now that the strategy got mixed up a bit, with pit stops being triggered left and right. Some people going for the extreme undercut, some people going for the overcut, which the overcut seems to work as long as the driver has the consistency to hold it down. Tashar physically on the other side of the track from No Not Really. I don't know how I just typed that, but okay. Mech Zero has dropped out of the session. We have another retirement in LMP2 of Mech 0 with 9 laps to go.
Another small battle going all the way down at the bottom of the GTE class. Reiche in overall P21 and Phoenix 1337 are touch and go with passing, so there's another mini battle to watch coming down to the end of the race.
Indeed, the Audi, not the Audi.
We have no Audis here.
I know. The Aston Martin trying to hang on to the Corvette, which from my experience the Corvette is a bit of a handful to drive. But then again... Oh, and the Corvette's off! As I say that, the Corvette is off the main part of the track. He spun around twice and he's coming back on, rejoining into net P22nd, and I believe last in the GTE class.
Oh, Gosanu? Vernu. Something happened. Not sure what. It looks like Vernu had a little bit of an incident. His car does not look great. Gosanu taking over P4 for LMP1.
Well, Vernu was in the pit lane for a decent amount of time, and then he came out behind Gosunu. I'm not sure if or when Gosu has made his pit stop. They've been far apart for a little while. And,
I'm just looking at Vernu's car itself. I could have swore it looked okay last time I rolled through, but
it did. So he might have actually had an off track after he'd come out of the pits.
It looks like he had a small accident of some sort.
Did you guys, by the way, check delivery from Project PD? Realize that.
Why? What's on there?
There's on the shark fin, air of the alien. Even it's Area 51 racing.
I don't even have the livery pack, so I won't get to see it until later.
Beware of the alien. Area 51 racing. But I guess he's doing a great job. He's leading also by a big margin.
He's held that lead for quite a while as well.
Just Danash, Bernard McCoy is still on his way to Annapolis. Yeah, it's a big gap.
Area 51 Racing, also known as Groom Lake. Yeah,
wait.
I mean, we should... It's been kind of a slow following to get this thing going with the skins and getting people used to it, but I think for future events, if we make it just a little bit more concise about the start and end times of submitting and then the actual location where we get all that stuff, I think people who have been participating enjoy that stuff. Obviously over at PRD we do custom skin packs for all the seasons that we do, but it's been a small fun component to add to endurance racing. You see it from a lot of other games as well, but it's been cool to get it working for P cars.
And we currently have 8 laps to go, and Battenberg and Bullet are within 3 seconds of each other. How marvelous.
Be better if they were nose to tail.
I think they're trying. Bullet is definitely trying. He's carrying a lot of speed through some of the low speed corners.
Yeah,
It's definitely coming down to a battle right now with the GTEs.
Yeah, LMP1 goes, I guess, to RSR. PD and LMP2 not making any mistake. It looks like he's taking home the victory for RSR. But for the GTEs, it's straight PRD versus Battenberg versus Bullet. They were close at qualifying, close the first couple laps, they're now close again. that after 2 hours of racing. That's really awesome.
Hello, Battenberg, my old friend. I've come to try and pass you again. With 7 laps remaining.
With all the successful races in the crossovers too, that's been the recurring theme though, is like, even though it's an endurance race, for some reason the top spot's being separated by like a second.
And Bullet comes closer. Bullet comes definitely closer, especially in the braking zone. He made up a lot of time. And now they're right behind each other. It seems like Battenberg struggles a little bit.
Thanks, Battenberg's having some traction issues, which might get even more dicey with my man Crazy Dog getting into the mix with his LMP2. This can either make or break this race for us, boys, as he flashes his lights to the most interesting thing on track. Crazy Dog treating it as if it's a race, driving off the track.
He doesn't know nothing right now. He's just like, let me pass.
Yeah. I want to get Night Tiger.
Wait, what is that song? Move Glass, Get Out the Way?
I think it's move.
He has to take a...
Get out the way.
he had to take a big chunk out of that that entrance to be able to get by them.
Yeah.
Move Ticks, Get Out the Way?
Yeah, kinda. And Bullet is not preparing, and Battenberg is going full defensive here, giving Bullet the outside. It basically makes it harder.
Interesting.
Now side by side through the Mulsanne chicane.
Oh my god. That
lost
that could be the end of it right there.
That did it.
The over push in 7. Unless Battenberg makes a mistake in 7 laps, there's no way he's going to catch that gap up. I mean, there's a way, but I mean, those guys have been head and head the entire race, so somebody has to make a mistake essentially to change that place right now.
He just got crossed up in the braking zone on the entry. I think he came
it
across
looked,
some rubber as well.
Bullet's got talent with that kind of stuff, but he had to hold on too deep, and as soon as he got to the last part of the right-hander of the S, his car just like rotated.
Yeah. Yeah, but Battenberg did it very well. Going on the straight to the inside.
Classy.
Yeah, and pushing Bullet to the outside. Bullet still tried to make it stick. He was a little bit hesitant. He hesitated for a second.
And then the rear tires gave up from the hesitation. The weight transfer just put too much load on the outside rear, and it was gone.
On the positive side, from both drivers, they're doing exactly the things that you need to do when you roll deep into a braking situation to not kill the other car. So even though Bullet made that mistake with his own car, nothing happened to either one of them except for a self-induced mistake. It's always way worse when you brake deep, make a mistake, and then take the other car out.
And we have the next fight going on, this time in LMP. It's Andrex versus Johan, both from AOR. Seems like Andrex could recover a little bit, but still is now overall P13.
Ooh.
Again, he's cross again in the Porsche curve.
This car looked like it hit a landmine on my screen and just went on 2 wheels, Midnight Club style.
Up in P2 and LMP1, starting to deal with a little bit of traffic. I don't see his position changing at all, but he's
and
definitely
there was a crash. I think that was Johan. Yeah, Johan lost it in the first Ford chicane, and now he's going to the pits.
Into the pits.
But the magic was prepared in 2 seconds.
What position was he in? He's LMP2.
He was
behind.
He was P6. He lost his P6 to Andrex, so 7. Alex Salmon, the moment entering the Porsche curves. But Johan is already out of the pits. Change.
Like nothing ever happened.
Bullet is close again to Battenberg. Definitely made up some. Wow.
The GTE class is definitely going to be the highlight of the end of the race. I can already feel it.
Like Bullet is pushing the car. Like no one pushed the car before. He is really trying to close this.
Is it too soon to say ole, 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 ole?
Too soon. 6 laps. At Le Mans are very long laps.
And again, you could see that Battenberg is choosing the inside line.
Oh, he's having to check up on Battenberg into the chicane.
Exactly. But,
yeah, but he's getting that issue right now where you're pushing the car a little bit over top of your standard braking point and just going a little bit too far.
It looked like he had it rotated. It was just that the closing speed was so crazy to turn out of it.
It's one of the problems when you're trying to catch up right at the end. You get zoned in on the draft, and then you know that braking point is crucial.
Indeed, as it seems as if Battenberg is coming under a lack of overall grip with the car currently, as I'm looking for this LMP car to go around Bullet. There it is. And let's see what goes down.
Spot too.
Hopefully he doesn't run into the side of Battenberg. And he is not. Very mature drivers from both categories, just trying to navigate their way through traffic, going around the outside of Battenberg. That won't help him out too much.
And obviously Battenberg don't want to give up too much, because that would also mean that Bullet is coming closer. Which trying to sneak into the slipstream.
That was absolutely professional drivers from all 3 of those. I mean,
yeah, it was really clean.
Battenberg, the other car, like to hold the tight lanes like that for that many seconds, so it was excellent. Nice to see.
Sinistra is just posting Bullet versus Battenberg. Like, is that also like castle book in English?
Well, anybody who knows a little bit of European would know that.
Okay. Yeah. Because it seems like Battenberg is really like a burg, like a castle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not letting him through.
Like Gettysburg. Arr. The Battle of Battenberg, featuring Bullet.
Yeah, but now Bullet is directly behind him. Really good drive.
He can make this work. Battenberg has not been great.
He's given him the inside of the corner, too, for the entrance. It's
gonna be close. He's... And he's gone next to him, and they're next to each other again, and he's going around the outside, and he's slowly running him off the track, and he's gotten the position, so...
That was a super clean overtake by Bullet, but the fight is not over yet, because Battenberg is now in the best position to just return the favor on the next straight if he has like a good exit here on Tetraru. And he does.
If these guys can continue the racing that they've done in the last lap without either making a mistake for themselves or hurting the other person, this is going to be a pretty epic finish.
We also have a fight for P3. Just seeing that Gosu and Chaff are like also 1 second behind each other. Chaff currently in P3 and Gosu in P4. Both taking different lines on the Mulsanne straight. Now Gosu in the slipstream.
Gosu looks like he's getting antsy.
And he's going for the overtake.
Antsy on both ends at this point. Bullet made a mistake out of the first chicane. Battenberg's going next to him. They're side by side.
And Chaff made a mistake in the Mulsanne chicane. Back to Broken Bullet.
And they're side by side going into the second chicane. It's the same deal as last time. And it seems as if Bullet attempted the cutback. It didn't quite work. There was a little bit of contact, and he's now run over the curb and is now on the back of Battenberg for number 2 for the GT class. Everything's hyping up between the Brazilian and the Englishman. I'm not sure where he's from, but we're going to go with European.
He's from the UK, yeah? He is from the UK.
Battenberg and the Englishman. Bullet going down the inside, a little bit of a wiggle down from the final corner past the Mulzon straight away, and it's going to give the Englishman the draft coming down the back straight over into the next curve here. It's going to be a drag race down into the final sector unless he can get it done before the next set of curves.
I'm really surprised that Bullet gave the passing inside. I'm surprised he didn't defend the inside from the get-go. I mean, there are 4 laps left, but
this is going to be close. It's going to be very touch and go with the LMP1 car ahead.
Yeah, there are also now LMP1 cars behind. That must be Chaff and Gosu. Also battling for positions.
Oh, this is great. Everyone in one shot.
The Gosu is going through. Or Chaff. It's not very important. Well. Very important for Chaff to get through the Porsche curve.
Before the GT cars, because if he doesn't get it done,
he doesn't get it done. That's
really it's gonna ruin Bullet's race as well.
But yeah, Chaff now in the unlucky position, and now he's going for the overtake for the outside. Very easy, possible with the one car.
Ghost Noob was able to pull a lot of time out of that situation, so good off for him. 4 laps left. If he keeps nailing out the lap times and doesn't make a mistake, he's going to catch a podium for LMP1, which will be a great finish for him.
PRD 2-3. Well, if Bullet wins, it'll be a PRD 1-2-3, huh? Huh?
Manu's like, I kill you.
Nah, if Battenberg wins, it's RSR 1-1-1 now.
1-1-1. Just binary. Yes, yes, yes. That's our command right there.
I mean, like people don't know that, but I mean, I had like a little. Oh, and toilet is off.
Yep. 1-1-1.
And that's 1-1-1.
That's 1-1-1 right there. He just overdrove it through the. Now. He just overdrove it.
He knows now that he's in position. Nothing he can do anymore.
That car is toast.
He was trying so hard to get his time through the entry speed of the curb that he just lost it on the weight transfer and went straight into the wall.
That's too bad. I was hoping for like a photo finish in an endurance race.
That's
yeah,
very
I didn't curse him. I didn't say he was gonna crash. He can't blame it on me.
And now the question is, in the gap to 18 is big enough. Probably get some fresh tires. Get the car repaired.
He's definitely got a left yaw wheel right now.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Yeah, but that means that Battenberg is keeping his job as a moderator in RSR. Celebrate.
He's keeping his job? You're just gonna go up to Battenberg. You got P2, you're fired.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't care how many points you got us, you're fired.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain to the crash happening. I had like an internal talk, obviously, with all the admins and moderators of RSR, and yeah, I made it kind of clear if they're not out, placing them other people. And yeah, you see, it worked. in P1, in LMP1. Project PD in P1 at LMP2, and now Battenberg in...
Nothing like performance-based pressure.
No,
Does
not
that-
at all.
Does that mean he gets to get his contract re-signed for another
Exactly.
$20?
Exactly. I mean, you need to try to give people something. That's exactly what I give them.
It's $20 each race for a season.
I'm gonna start calling you Iceman, Money.
I got called worse, so I can live with that.
Iceman. Manu the Snowman.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little different.
Okay, fine. Manu the Hurricane Man. Your house is
Hurricane
gone.
Man.
Goodbye.
I think the hurricane issue is more on America's side and not on the German side.
I don't know. That's more for the South. I haven't hit a hurricane in mass yet. Or I think we hit like one out of
Couple
like
of our-
the three that the
A
southern
couple of our guys
part-
had discos due to severe lightning storms the other day.
Oh, I've had that happen though.
Oh, by the way, another thing which just comes to my mind. I'm not sure if you're able to see it. I can show it at least to the stream. Ofino created delivery. Although I didn't request it, but he did create a delivery for me. And yeah, he was so kind and did some stickers on the inside of the wheels. And on the left side, see it right here, is Toyota Hybrid SolutionsInRacing.com. And on the right side is Toyota Hybrid Watch the Engine. It's like because or an engine that died 19 hours in the race. iRacing at Le Mans.
That was that
Watch the
big
engine.
endurance race failure.
Oh yeah. It was really sneaky, but I had to laugh so hard when I saw that. He told me, look at the front left. Watch the engine. Amazing.
As expected, Worthy did a whole pit stop and was still a decent bit ahead of No Not Really. Whole pit stop 2.
Yeah, and
3 laps
Worthy
before the
also
end.
with the new best lap of a 17.
Boy, he's going for the Grand Slam.
That's actually faster than any qualifying time done in the qualify. Besides his qualify.
It looks like the podiums for LMP1 are pretty much wrapped up at this point.
And LMP2. And GT. Bullet's car is still like wobbling down the straight with his broken front end. The entire race is set, guys. Let's all grab drinks.
Too late for that, buddy.
Yeah,
Thank you,
and
Bullet,
LMP2. We have Project PD still leading by a big margin. We have actually a complete RSR podium. Just realizing that. Project PD on first, Colonel McCoy on second, Night Tiger on third.
It's your time. It's your time.
Wait a minute, Gosu's in the pit.
Also in the pits.
What?
Gosu's in the pits, Sharf's going slow. I think.
So he's probably fuel. It's got to be fuel.
Oh, and Chaff and Vernax directly behind each other.
That looked like a little bit of a tap on the rear.
Oh, position change. 5-4.
I think
Chaff's
Chaff
gonna
is
go-
not done yet.
No. 2 laps. It's battle right now. Got a little bit of GTE traffic to deal with. Both of them are definitely going to go to the inside. Question is, which side is Vernu going to defend on?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's giving
Really,
him the inside.
really dangerous what they're doing right now.
It's extremely dangerous. This braking zone with the bump in it as well is ultra sketchy.
Chaff holds it. E4 again for
What?
Chaff. And
Whoa.
now the boost kicks in.
What was that? That was as if he was his car's engine died right there.
Now Chaff safe boost again. Overtaking Vernex again. That's the battle for the Toyotas. Save his boost for the right time.
Boost battle. ERS in disguise.
One lap to go.
What just happened? He's in the grass, and now he's back on the track, and
I don't know. I think they're messing around a little bit.
I think they're giving us a random show.
For a second, I thought he discoed.
Oh, and Worthy took the emergency exit for the first Mulsanne lane. I think he missed the braking.
What is going on? Is everyone just that done? Everyone's so out of it that, oh no, they're having a little bit of I don't know. They're rolling dice to see who's gonna get in front with the best boost.
Worthy is now on his final lap.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He's on his last lap, Worthy.
And Gosu is also is about to be on his final lap, I believe, unless he's a lap down. In case he's gonna have 2 extra laps to go, technically.
Worthy is now entering for the last time Indianapolis. Great to heading to the Porsche curse for the final time. I really have to say, really outclassing performance by Worthy. Was yeah.
He will now join the greats of Sam Bird and Lewis Hamilton in his masterclass drive on a Sunday afternoon of the Formula 1 Grand Prix and Formula E.
Now heading to the Ford chicanes.
Shh, don't jinx it. I don't need him to break down the Ford chicane. Won't be good for the sport.
Here we go. The race winner for the 2.4 hours of Le Mans. Worthy. I think it was worth watching him. Brilliant drive. Brilliant drive by Worthy. Wow. I'm really stunned by his performance.
The times were pretty ridiculous.
I thought he was worthy.
That was really outclassing Fleetfield.
These two are still having a draft battle right around No Not Really as well. I mean, not No Not Bullet. This is really great. These two are like racing brothers.
Schaff and Vernier.
They're
Side
like
by side through
racing
the S's.
brethren. I think they're doing this on purpose at this point.
Yeah, I think they're trying to go side by side for the finish for AOR.
But the GTE's right there.
That's I think that's Bullet.
Yeah, that is Bullet.
They are messing around.
Oh!
Don't die. Don't die.
Did Bullet run out of gas?
And he lost his front completely.
Lost the bumper.
There we go.
He kept the bonnet, lost the bumper.
But
Oh,
that's
they're trying to
also
make it 3. Oh,
Team-
such a
teammates.
cute.
Same
It's a
community.
cute display.
So cute.
The Vernax get
That is
P4 and Chaff P5.
Wait, how did? Oh wait, no, not AI is driving.
Project PD is already in the pits. Oh god.
Battenberg winning for RSR.
Yes, he's still
Well,
driving.
that was, I'm glad we covered this lobby. It would have been pretty disappointing anywhere else.
Yeah, we would have crashed out and had no coverage.
It's too bad for those guys. I wish that wouldn't have happened for the mass disconnects, but at least we had one lobby that was pretty successful.
Our prayers go out to lobby B and C. The epic explosion that happened during the race. Just horrible stuff.
Yeah, that was it. 2.4 hours of the mall, RSR, PRD, ART.
Wow, that's at least 4 manufacturers.
Yeah. It was really a pleasure to commentate with you guys. I think before we just sent the session stream off, I think we need to talk to Bullet and Battenberg.
We should.
Oh, at least. At least.
That was hilarious. Wow. So yeah, what do you think? Pull in Worthy. Just ask him what trucks he's using. Then go straight to Battenberg and
What hacks he's using.
Worthy, No, Ghost Noob, Battenberg, Bullet. We should bring a bunch of people.
I don't know.
There
Just
was
pulling Worthy
there was
up
some
with-
good racing.
Hello, Worthy. Anyone here?
I'm starting to think we're not worthy to interview him.
Yeah, we're too slow to interview him.
He probably just ran to the bathroom.
Yeah, like, I have to go to the toilet. Maybe that's why he was so fast. He had to go to the toilet, so he wanted to finish the race faster. Well, then we're just leaving him here. So who do you want next?
No. P3, LMP1,
No.
or P2 and P3.
No. Hey. That sounds not very great.
How'd the race go for you, buddy? Looked long.
It was boring. Had a big gap in front of me, a big gap behind me, and I was just counting down the laps.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah.
Like you were faster than the rest of the field, but not really matching the times of Worthy, where you were unworthy.
Yeah. There's certain points in the race where he was just like 2-3 seconds a lap faster.
Crazy. We wanted to ask him what drugs is he taking, but he's currently on the toilet or not here.
We were wondering if his grip.exe was version 1 or version 3. And we were hoping we were going to get on to the turbo hacks as well to see what we should put on our cars for season number 9. But unfortunately, we're unworthy to interview him. So
He would gain like 2 seconds out of every chicane, like he had like extra boost. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he really perfected the way of going.
Well, I think he's able to just harvest it better and fill it all the way up.
I've had the brake pressure at 60%.
Oh, Worthy is here.
See?
We're finally worthy to talk to him.
Yeah, I knew you were getting better boost.
I was getting 339 kph at the first pulse on.
Yeah, that's where you would gain 2 seconds sometimes.
Yeah, Worthy, congratulations to your victory in Forest of Le Mans. It was quite
Was it as boring for you as it was for me?
I almost lost it. I almost ruined it a few times.
It was very outclassing performance. You were running in your own class. In the middle of the stream, we were talking about the worthy class and the unworthy class. Yeah, that was insane, man. So how was the race for you? Was it obviously it was boring, but I don't know, like going into the night and stuff like that. Was that still something which exciting for you? Or?
It got really slippery during the night. I had to be very careful all around the track because the rear end was starting to come out a lot.
And how did you fare against the GT and the LMP2 traffic? Any close moments?
I think there's one or two, but for the most part, it was a lot better than I was expecting. It was pretty smooth the whole time.
Yeah, everything was clean. Back markers were real predictable.
Yeah, besides the close racing that we were watching, it seemed like everybody was doing a great job with the passing. So hats off to all the different classes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it, guys, but like lobby B and C died completely. So we were quite lucky to finish the race actually. Lobby A. Not sure what happened there.
It's P-cars, man. It's the 10 times progression. It's always sketchy.
Yeah, but we survived it, I guess. Well, anyway, congrats to you, Worthy. Sorry for being so boring, Nuno.
That wasn't boring.
But for no, not really was boring.
And I was just literally just like sitting there, just being like, how in the hell am I gonna find 2 seconds?
I can't imagine.
Like the guys behind me are, they're falling back, and they kept up with me the first couple of laps when the tires were still cold and settling in. But there's like a 45-second gap behind me and a minute and a half in front, and just nothing I can do. But I had a sneaking suspicion you were doing something with the curves. That 60% brake pressure definitely is the key there.
I don't think we will discuss internals here. The secrets. Yeah, but thanks guys for being here, for doing the race, for finishing the race. Yeah, let's hope we can continue that crossover event. I think a lot of people are a bit pissed right now because 1, maybe with because 2, good following game. Is it more possible races, more stable environment?
For sure.
See how it goes. What do we got for LMP2? Of course, we also had Gosu podium as well. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't want to make it too long. Because if we're interviewing like everyone, then we have like an additional hour. I would say just Bullet and pull them upstairs. Monsieur Bullet Battenberg.
Hello.
The Battle of Battenberg has commenced.
Yeah, I had to work my arse off for that one. That was intense.
Yeah, first of all, that was by far the most intense fight I saw here in Peak. That was beyond everything. That was hilarious. What you two guys did. Such a long. That was brilliant.
I really can't wait to get finished here so I can watch the replay.
That was.
Yeah, it was
You can also watch the stream. Covered like mostly all of it.
Yeah, we even covered like the part where you both went too wide, and I believe it was chicane too. And it was just like, are they gonna make it? And then instantly, bullet drops one wheel, and then
Yes, something
gone.
happened there. I don't know if it was some lag, but I felt my car just spin out of nowhere.
Yeah, there were two instances. First time round, we gave each other enough room, and I didn't feel any contact. So I think you must have caught a curb or maybe lag spun you around. But the second time, I did feel a bit of side-to-side contact.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. That time I touched you.
Yeah, and I didn't really want to be ahead because of that, so I let you by on the next straight because I felt like we could do it a bit cleaner.
You know what happened behind that? Behind that, or my backup program just started, and my monitor got black for like 3 seconds on the straight.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
I was panicking.
Good thing
And
it
that
a
was
straight.
the braking zone after that I hit you a little bit.
And that's why you hold your line.
Yeah, I was already saying, Battenberg, you can keep your job here. So, yeah.
I need to know how Silly Sausage did in his split, because we were running about the same pace.
Bobby died.
Oh
the
no!
entirety of the rest of field got pretty well demolished, apparently.
Oh Jesus!
Lobby C died completely, and Lobby B got partially murdered.
those IEDs.
We are the lucky ones.
Exactly. Yeah, so congrats to you, Battenberg, for your P1. I think Bullet, you're still you're at your P2, yes? So yeah, was awesome to watch, guys, and we just go back to the stream once it's online and just watch your battle.
If that
amazing
last bobble had not happened, I was waiting for you guys to have a semi-photo finish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so bad. I was just very close to him and I had to brake where I shouldn't, and I lost the back end.
Every time I got some clear air, he was back on me within 2 laps, so it would have been very close, I reckon.
Alright, I guess that's it. I don't want to stream any longer than 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm too sweaty for words.
Yeah. Many thanks to you guys to make this even more worth looking and streaming, guys. Brilliant. Also, many thanks to everyone who watched it, didn't watch it, or who in our chat and some conversation with us. I don't know. It's sad to see out of 3 lobbies get demolished, but that's it. That's life. Yeah,
Well, I'm glad that we could put on the show anyway.
yeah, definitely. We were hoping that, hey, come on, this lobby has to survive because the battle is so good between you guys.
Hopefully we can put on the first crossover event in PCARS 2 in a similar fashion, but with no huge technical dropouts. That would be a good goal.
Let's hope for that.
I
Well
think
done.
it goes to show that when the game is worked nicely, it can be amazing. And I hope we did it a bit of justice before it gets replaced by Project Cars 2.
Yeah. Alright, and I guess that's it. Many thanks. Many thanks to you, Static. Ando. Near fear. Near fear is better.
It's
So
Jaeger
changed.
Nando to you.
Yeah. Thanks for helping me out, or for getting with me.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I was actually glad not to be racing today.
I
It
was too.
Would be unworthy.
I would have done.
I was tapped out anyway.
Alright, so I guess that's it. So good night, everyone. Next time, whenever it is, I have no idea.
Peace.
Night.
Night all.